kitchen seems to have turned into a kale forest. If you're a fan of Veg with Lisa, or if you know me, you probably know by now that I have got a thing for leafy greens. And kale is a particular personal favorite that I feel has sadly been overlooked. But not to fear, kale is on the upswing. You may have seen it on menus at restaurants, at local farmers markets, or on hand-printed t-shirts like this one. The kale revolution has begun. Here at Veg with Lisa, we think everyone should eat more kale. And I'm going to show you 3 ways how to do that. Along with the rising popularity of kale, you may have noticed a relatively new product, Kale Chips. They're awesome. I'm addicted to them. They are delicious. They're really expensive in the supermarket, but it's super easy to make them at home. I've experimented with lots of different ways. If you have a dehydrator, you can definitely use that, but you can also just make it in your oven. And I think the key to making them in your oven is to have the kale completely dry and then don't crowd the pan. And to season them, I like to use a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. You'll need, a good drizzle for a pan of this size. And to dry this completely, which is really important, I usually run it through this salad spinner and then just kind of set it out on the sheet I'm going to bake it in until all the liquid's completely dried up. So drizzle it with olive oil and then get your hands in here. This is, this is the slow food, the home food, small batch, kind of like Bose t-shirts, small artisanal cooking. And there's lots of different ways you can season them. I like to use nutritional yeast, which is kind of like a vegan Parmesan cheese substitute. A little bit of crushed red chili, of course, because I like things spicy. And some sea salt. Just mix it all up. Spread it evenly on the pan. If you don't get the kale dry or if you crowd the pan, what happens is the kale will steam and not get nice and crispy. And now I'm going to pop them in the oven. I found that about 300 degrees works pretty good. Cook them for about 8 to 10 minutes, turn them over, and then another 10 minutes or so until they're nice and crispy. There's lots of different kinds of kale, and I've grown 3 different varieties at my garden at Sprout Community Garden. And for the chips, I have found that this particular variety works the best. It's curly enough to catch the seasonings, but not too curly. You can see this variety has a little bit more laciness. It doesn't work quite as well. And this flat variety is pretty cool, but it doesn't have enough places to catch the seasoning. This is what I'm going to use for my next recipe, massaged kale salad. For this salad, the kale is actually going to be raw. I know you might be thinking, are you kidding me? Sauteed kale is sometimes so tough and chewy as it is, but I'm going to show you a really neat trick where you actually massage the kale. I'm going to squeeze some lemon juice on the kale and sprinkle it with some sea salt. And then I am literally going to get in here and give this kale a back rub, massage. Looks like I need some more juice and some more salt. The acid from the lemon juice actually acts on the kale and just kind of breaks down some of those tough fibers. Kale is a member of the cabbage family, so it's a cruciferous vegetable, and it is a nutritional powerhouse. It's a very great source of vitamins A, C, and K, which are all antioxidants, magnesium, iron, and calcium. So if you're a vegan, it's a really awesome addition to your diet. I'm going to keep giving my kale a spa treatment, then I'm going to check on my chips, and then I'm going to show you how to turn this into a tasty salad. You'll notice that the kale has turned darker green, and it feels softer and really silky, actually. So then you know that it's time to make your salad. For this particular recipe, I've got some cherry tomatoes that I grew at my garden at Sprout, some chopped avocado, which is nice and creamy too. It goes great with the silky kale, some toasted pine nuts. You can see you just got to get your hands in the garden on this one. Some goat's cheese, which, like always, leave out if you're vegan. And some chopped black olives. I really like the little wrinkly ones. I'm going to finish this off with some freshly cracked black pepper and a drizzle of olive oil. That's it. Since kale is so good for you, you could actually consider it a cancer killer. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, it can reduce your overall risk of developing or dying from cancer. So we decided to do a detox drink for our recipes this week. I'm calling this Virgin Thai Teeny. It would actually probably make a great martini if you put a little vodka or sake in there, but we're not going to. I'm going to juice some kale, some limes. I use organic limes, so there's no need to peel them. I like leaving the peel on. Some fresh pineapple, a knob of ginger, and another green superfood, cilantro. You will need a juicer for this recipe. Into the juicer it all goes. Healthier already. I haven't even tasted anything yet. I've got my crisp kale chips out of the oven, my kale salad, which has gotten even softer as it sat, and I've got my Virgin Thai Teeny. So let's see how it is. Still chewy, but delicious. Got kale? Got kale? Got kale? Eat more kale. Got kale?